Hi, it's Andrew again, and this is section 3 of grounding, guidance, and growth. And we're up to growth. And you've been growing the whole time, doing the first two too, making spiritual steps, but this one's going to be a little bit more focused on it. So the first thing I want you to remember is to go back to number 1, grounding. Anything you're going to do spiritually helps if you're grounded. So I want you to just imagine you destroyed the last grounding cord, just went poof, spiritually you didn't have to do any effort. I want you to create another connection from your first chakra to the center of the planet. And let it be something you envision, something very strong and sturdy, and just let it start releasing. Just let it start releasing. Now, we worked on the first chakra, the fourth chakra. Now we're going to work on the crown chakra. That's where the growth is going to come in. And for this particular discussion, we're talking about the growth of being able to communicate to God, Allah, Supreme Being, Creator, Source. I don't care what term you use. I'm non-denominational. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is what's comfortable for you. Male, female, non-gendered, whatever you like. Part of that is language constructs. Doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is that you connect to God. And the way we want to do it right now is the crown chakra for your growth, to get your next step. Now the crown chakra is a very, very powerful chakra. It has that when you know something off the top of your head, you have a lot of spiritual information. And it can be controlled by things, whether there are limits on it from the religion you grew up in, you have to talk to the priest or the imam, or if there are limits on it because your family only wanted to be a certain way, or friends said, we're all atheists, you got to be atheists. You're like, okay, whatever, and then you don't believe in spiritual energy. Doesn't matter to me what's there, but there's stuff there. What matters is we're going to kind of clean it out. So make sure you're grounded, because when you clean out, then what can happen is the guidance from the Supreme Being can come into your crown and connect with that inner voice that we've cleaned out and your grounding cord so that you can get your next step. What's next for you, rather than just floating around. Now, it doesn't always have to be an active next step. Doesn't mean like, I'm going to go out and build a house. Sometimes for some people, a great next step is you need to rest more. You've been doing too much and you need to get unscattered. You don't know what it is, but know that God wants to communicate it to you. That's why we cleaned out a lot of that fourth chakra energy where you felt like, I'm not worthy. I'm too amazing. I don't even need God's help. I'm so amazing. All that buck. You kind of clean that out so that you can receive it. Now, you can imagine your crown chakra just as the crown chakra, it's above you and it's got 12 layers, and 12 layers, 144 layers of energy, and most of it is mucky-ducky as you're trying to find your own. In this case, let's just imagine for simple use, and you can close your eyes and imagine this, a basket of gifts. Because what people don't realize is that God really wants to give to you. You have to ask for it, and that's what we're going to do, but God, Supreme Being, really wants to give to you. But we have to clean this out so that you can receive it. So I'm just going to play a little bit, and I want you to let the sound kind of wash over your aura above here and your crown chakra. Gently. It's a higher vibration, the crown chakra, than the first chakra. This has to do with your body and the survival. This has to do with spiritual stuff, very much so. That's why they call it a crown chakra. But it doesn't mean that you're the king who knows more than God. It means if you are right, your crown is supported by the divine. That energy, just imagine it going. Whew. Maybe you see dark energy floating out. Don't resist it, don't fight it. If you see it, it means it's going. You can imagine a big empty balloon and all this ugly energy is going to fly into it. And the sound is going to help it leave your crown chakra. that energy go. Just goodbye, energy. Not me. You're not me. There are other people that I don't need anymore, and I'm ready to let it go. Maybe there's stuff in the aura starting to go down the grounding cord. It's good, man. We're doing spiritual tools. We're doing spiritual work on ourselves. Now, I want you just for a second to imagine that you're allowing the source to connect to you, and you can ask for it. God wants you to communicate with it. Supreme Being, the Creator, wants you to communicate with him or her. Put your hand out on an energetic level and go, please give me my next step of spiritual growth. Give me my next spiritual growth. For the purposes of today, let's just imagine it as a gift basket. You may have seen them in offices or schools or given them, which has a lot of things that you hope the person wants. Sometimes they're filled with too many cookies and you got to give those all out. But let's say you're going to get the gift basket that's just right for you. You don't tell God what to put in it, but you ask God, please give me the right things for me right now. And it's kind of above the ground, and it's going to start to be put in. As I play the gong, God, so when I look at gong, I look at right now what's coming in my gift basket. And right now for me, it's validation. This is one of the first times I'm doing this, and I'm kind of like, I hope I'm doing it right, God, I don't know. And the validation is coming from me, you're doing a good job. And it's not from you guys watching. Some of you may hate this, but it's coming from the divine source. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to play this, and you let your basket of gift fit in. Let this energy come into your crown. Let it connect with what you've done here in your fourth chakra, and let it connect into your first chakra so that you can have it in your body. Just let it filter in. You don't have to force it or make sure it's going right. Just say it to yourself, to postulate it. The energy that I just received as my next step or from God comes in, connects here, and connects there. And just see how you feel. Now it could be, sometimes the next step is like, a loud trumpet, like, oh yes, I've been waiting for permission to finally do this, to finally become a wildlife photographer, or I've been waiting for permission to go back to school to study, nursing or, genetic engineering, whatever it is, could be that. Sometimes it's just simple for me, which was like right now what I needed is you're doing a good job. My next step is, good job, keep it up. And then it goes into here, which was interesting. If we'll use me as an example today, I had some past life things where I felt I wasn't a good spiritual teacher. I'm working on that. And then this comes in, and then it gets solid in my body. So just using me as an example, very simple one, because that's what I'm doing right now. But for you, it could be any number of things. I'm just going to finish with this all today that says, this is not always a one-time thing. I would come back to this video, if you like these videos and you felt they helped you, I would come back and redo them every couple of days, because the more you do it, the better, the more real it becomes, the more you trust it, and the more spiritual growth you get. So it's okay to come back in a week and see what's new. It's always okay to keep making new grounding cords. It'll help you. You're going to take a step and then new energies will come out. I used to joke, you did this once, I'm perfect now. I've been doing it 30 years and maybe I'm just starting to get it. Okay? So I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this, and have a good rest of your day.